special place that we call Hooker's Bend. So honey, grab your two-piece and you can show off your tan lines. And as the young boys flirt with you, hell, I'll sit back and grin. And I'll look down the cooler with our favorite cold ones. We can pop the top and we can just dive in. There's a little island north of us that we can anchor down and raise some kind of hell with all our friends. Don't worry about old Dave, he's just hungover. Ricky just broke out that Tennessee fire. We got Waylon blaring on the speakers, and all the country girls around here are getting wild. And everybody on this river's getting wild. When that sun starts to go down, put that boat in gear. Head back to the river lot and drink another beer. Add another log to that fire. A little gas and watch it burn all night long. Pass around that old guitar and play another country song. Yeah. We got Hank playing on the speakers. Country boys like us can still survive. That fire that I started is getting hotter, but not as hot as a woman sitting by my side. It's a party on this river all the time. It's a party on this river all the time.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Are you ready? It's showtime. Please welcome Tim Kelly.
Monday, I was dragging like a rusty old wagon. Tires all flattened, got it down back. This late night red eye overtime habit. Tuesday, Wednesday, no better. Thursday, felt like forever. This struggle bus gotta lead to something. Hello, Friday, I could kiss you. The weeks work me way too hard. I'm gonna toast you with a past blue and thank the good Lord for this bar. Maybe I'll ask a cowboy to dance. Yeah, I think I see my chance. Staring from across the room, looking like he's in a dancing mood. Hello, Friday, I could kiss you. Put my lips on a long neck, drink a little of my paycheck. Jackpot, jukebox, when I hear that throwback. George Jones takes me way back, like a Kodak. And I'm smiling, 'cause you're right on time. And finally, hello, Friday, I could kiss you. The weeks work me way too hard. I'm gonna toast you with a past blue and thank the good Lord for this bar. too. And thank the good Lord for this bar. Maybe I'll ask a cowboy to dance. Yeah, I think I see my chance staring from across the room, looking like he's in a dancing mood. Hello, Friday, I could kiss you. The weekend really gets me in the mood. Hello, Friday, I could kiss you.
Her name is Shayna G with our Friday anthem song. It is called Hello Friday. Welcome to New Music Friday on the Tim Kelly Show, live from Branson, Missouri, the live show capital of the world. We're just getting fired up, and a brand new song making its worldwide radio debut kicked off the show. My good friend Brian Dinkins. It is Bryan Dinkins, and Party on This River, his brand new single. Go get that one. It is fantastic. We're going to have a party on this radio program tonight. Welcome to the show. I'm glad you're here, and we're going to have a good time. 3 hours of the best in new country music is what we've got in store, and a couple of great radio interviews tonight as well. Jay Jones is going to be up first in the bottom half of hour number 1, and then in the bottom half of hour number 2, Anthony Price from Texarkana, Texas is going to join us on the program. Talented young 17-year-old gentleman that plays and loves traditional country music. So if you're down for that, we're going to have a good time tonight. We want to give a big thank you and shout out to all of the other stations that replay this program. Great stations like KUHS Denver at KUHSdenver.com, Country Road 58 from Germany, countryradio.musicbox4friends.com from Belgium, downtheroadradio.com from Ireland, Bourbon Trail Radio, Top Shelf Radio Texas, Radio 94.3 in Sweden, Hot and Funky Radio, and KWradio.com. You can also catch the Tim Kelly Show on all the major streaming formats like Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon, Apple Music, Pandora, Google Podcasts, wherever you stream music. Just Google search the Tim Kelly Show, and a lot of artists do that, and that's how they find me and send me what I call New Country's Best. We're going to put a lot more of that on the radio tonight. Let's do this cool song. My good friend Cindy Hall from Nashville, Tennessee turned me on to this one. Her good friend Ernie Rowell recorded it. It is called Waltz Over Alabama on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on New Music Friday.
Love to smell the camellia blossoms and see cotton fields white as snow, where memories are made that won't be forgotten, in the land where the long leaf pines grow. We've waltzed in Kentucky and through Tennessee, but just take my hand, there's much more to see as we waltz over Alabama, from the mountains northeast to the South Gulf Coast beach. Hear the war eagle cries and the sounds of roll tide, with the song of the yellow hammer as we waltz over Alabama. Now everyone loves Hank Williams music, and the Commodores sure made their mark. Up in muscle shoals, the Swampers make magic, backing up all of those stars. Jeannie Pruitt, Vern Gosden, Freddie Hart, Sonny James, and who can forget the boys from Fort Payne as we waltz over Alabama, from the mountains northeast to the South Gulf Coast beach, hear the war eagle cries and the sounds of road time. Willie Mays and Hank the Hammer, born and raised in Alabama. The Lubins, the Delmores, Tony Tennille and Emmylou, the great Dinah Washington was queen of the blues. Jimmy Buffett, Lionel Richie, and the smooth Nat King Cole, Clarence Carter, Wilson Pickett, and Percy Sledge sure laid down some soul. As we waltz over Alabama, from the mountains northeast to the South Gulf Coast beach, hear the war eagle cries and the sounds of roll tide with the song of the yellow hammer as we waltz over Alabama. Waltz over Alabama.
It's time for today's newest country music, Indie Country Radio, with Tim Kelly.
She don't break it like she used to. Her don't hurt me quite as strong. After all the hell it's been through, there ain't no hang on all night long. I've been picking up the pieces of what once was barely beaten and a broken in two, but the soul heart is feeling brand new. She don't break it like she used to. I don't stay up when I go to sleep at night. When that sad song comes on, my heart don't even mind. She don't break it like she used to. The hurt don't hurt me quite as strong. After all the hell it's been through, the pain don't hang on all night long. I've been picking up the pieces of what once was barely beaten and a broken in two, but this whole heart is feeling brand new. She don't break it like she used to. Can go out on this town and have some fun. I don't try and hide my heart from anyone. She don't break it like she used to. The hurt don't hurt me quite as strong. After all the hell it's been through, the pain don't hang on all night long. The pieces of what once was barely beaten and a broken in two, but this old heart is feeling brand new. She don't break it like she used to. This old heart is feeling brand new. She don't break it like she used to.
That great great song right there is making its worldwide radio debut on the Tim Kelly Show tonight and exclusively around the world. We are debuting that song for my good friend Trey Calloway. Trey Calloway Music is where you can find him all over social media. And thank you to Scott Sexton and our good friends from 2911 Media in Nashville, Tennessee for sending me that great song and turning me on to more of Trey Calloway. We're going to have another great radio interview. I can't remember how many we've had now. We've done several, and he's going to be a special guest on the program coming up later on this summer. Check out my full live interview schedule at the bottom of the homepage of my website at KICRIndieCountryRadio.com. Let's debut another great song tonight and do the worldwide exclusive to it. Her name is Billie Joe Jones. She is from Texas, and she is also going to be a special guest on my show this summer. Thank you to 2911 Media again and Scott Sexton. How about So Cowboy from Billie Joe Jones on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on New Music Friday.
About the way you dress. It's the attitude when things get messed. It's a tied up twist when things go boom. Like you're the only lasso in the room. You're running solo, getting down low. Why you gotta be so cowboy? Some redneck yo-yo. Cheap ain't got nothing to do with me. You're rod and rope everything you do, making like you're breaking my heart in two. You're running solo, getting down low. Why you gotta be so cowboy? Some redneck yo-yo, gonna be a no-go. Why you gotta be so
Kaylin McGee, and you're listening to the Tim Kelly Show's New Music Friday on KICR Indie Country Radio, playing new country.
I'm a small town, don't much get past me. Got no bar in a Baptist church, however you find your peace. I'm a small town, yeah, I hear about it all the drama, the house, your mamas, and all that small town talk. Just when you think you've seen it all these turns tell the story of all your lessons learned, and all the times that things got hard and you didn't know where to turn. The ups and downs all around keep reminding me of how it is in a small town. Yeah, I'm a small town. I'm a small town. Yeah, I've seen it all. The headline fights and all them nights I still play riding around. I'm a small town. I've been here through it all the tears, all the beers, and yet I'm still here. 'Cause all these turns tell the story of all your lessons learned, and all the times when things got hard and you didn't know where to turn. The ups and downs all around keep reminding me of how it is in this small town. Yeah, I'm a small town. I'm a small town. I'm a small town.
You're listening to the Tim Kelly Show on KICR Indie Country Radio. It is New Music Friday. I'm playing the best in new country music, and I have some great interviews and people to talk to tonight, so you get to hear the stories behind these next three songs with my good friend Jay Jones. How are you tonight?
Hey, Tim, how's it going, man? I'm doing well, thank you.
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for doing the program, and I appreciate the time, and even more so, I appreciate the music.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you having me on, and I appreciate you giving us some spins.
Yeah, absolutely. You are a great artist, and you've got a little bit of country and a little bit of rock and roll, so we get a combination of both in your music.
Yes, most definitely. I call it headbanging country music. It's like I said, I got a little too much twang to sing rock, and I'm a little heavy for country, but I try to find a good happy medium.
Well, folks are going to love when we push play on your songs tonight, that is for sure. You come to us from Memphis, Tennessee. You were born and raised there, and I was telling you off the air, when I was 3 or 4 years old, I had my picture taken on the front porch of Graceland, where Elvis Presley, of course, lived at the time, and hard to believe that he passed away about 10, 12 years after that picture was taken of me, but yeah. Love his rock and roll. He was the king of rock and roll, but he did some country too, didn't he?
He did a little bit of everything. He did some gospel. He did some country, and that's the one thing that's what I was telling you off air. He said, I guess you like Elvis, and I said, well, you don't come. You're not born from Memphis and not like him. I was like, it's kind of bred into you.
Yep, absolutely. So yeah, he's one of your influences. Who else? And now that you're in country music, how did that happen too? We want to hear that story.
I've always really liked rock. I mean, that's kind of been my thing. But country, and I think. And now that I'm a little bit older now, I've actually gotten into country. I started exploring some of the older stuff, but like I kind of got into country more around the '90s when it started to have a little bit more of a heavier. It wasn't the tear in my beer. It wasn't your grandfather's, the old tear in my beer. Which don't get me wrong, I love Hank. I love me some Hank. I love a good tear in my beer song. But that's when I kind of started getting into country was, kind of in the '90s. Now, since then, I've explored a little bit deeper and gone back into it. Obviously, Johnny Cash, love Johnny Cash.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, me too.
Johnny Cash fan. I have a 2-year-old daughter, and if it would have been a boy, his name was going to be called Cash. But God bless me with a little daughter, and she's beautiful, and her name is actually Presley Monroe. Okay. So you were talking about Elvis and everything. So
awesome. We'll hear a great story in the first song we're going to play tonight called "Daddy's Little Girl" too. That probably fits her.
Yeah, in a way. So "Daddy's Little Girl" is a song, and it's not really. That's the one I just released it. And, it's not my story. I have to say that off the bat. It's not my story. A friend of mine wrote it. It was actually his story, and it's about child alienation. And him and his ex-wife, now his baby's mother, they got divorced, had a bad split, and the mother basically would not kind of use the child as leverage and wouldn't let him see her, to the point where his daughter, when she got a little bit older, did not want to see him because of the things she thought daddy left her. And so it's not my song at all. I lent my voice. I thought it was a good song. And I did feel like it tells a story. And I knew not just him, but I knew a few other guys that had gone through the similar situation, who, the child alienation thing. And so I felt the story behind it was pretty powerful. The message behind it, I guess, was pretty powerful. I was actually, I lent my voice. Someone else was going to release the song, I think an advocacy group or something like that. And then they backed away from it. I'm not quite sure why. So I said, well, let's just go ahead and release it because, like I said, people can relate to it. Like I said, I am still with my wife. We are very happy. My daughter's very much in my life. So it's not my story. Okay. But I know that there's a lot of guys out there that can relate, and girls out there that can relate.
Yeah, and that is awesome when you can do that in a song and it resonates with people and it touches you, obviously, and that's why you recorded it and lent your voice to it. But when you can pull that performance off and touch other people, that is awesome. And you've done that growing up in music. You've played a lot of cover songs. You started singing in church and in a lot of school musicals, and you were in a cover band as the lead singer. But doing your own originals, boy, that really is neat when people, in your performances know your own original music so much that they sing along to it, too. That probably really touches you.
That's always a fun thing, and the stories and the I love hearing the feedback from people, and like one of my older songs, Too Much Whiskey, it was about my friend that passed away a little too soon. That song there, I get people all the time messaging me or at shows, and they go, wow, that song there really spoke to me. So I feel like, the powerful message behind Daddy's Little Girl, I think it'll definitely I think it'll connect with some people.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about when we go see you perform in a live show, since you do like to do covers, and we're probably going to hear some rock and roll in your show as well. What are some of your favorite covers that you like to do?
Oh, man, some of my favorite covers. Well, I mean, I spoke on Johnny Cash earlier, so I always love playing Johnny Cash. I like Luke Combs, man. I really like his music. I dig on it. Morgan Wallen's very popular right now. So the girls kind of like it when I do that one a little bit more than. I don't hate on Morgan Wallen at all, so please don't take it that way. But like I said, the girls like it when I do some Morgan Wallen. But I really like Luke Combs. But now as far as rock, I mean, now here's one that's going to throw you. If you ever come to one of my shows and I am doing some cover songs, and I do still do them from time to time, you're going to hear Tool. The band Tool.
Okay.
And that throws people for a loop. It catches a lot of people because I've been doing country all night long, and then all of a sudden this guy just broke into Tool. And so people really, really like that. I enjoy that's one that I like singing.
Yeah, absolutely.
As far as the rock. But, yeah, I mean, as far as country, you can't go wrong with Johnny Cash. You can't go wrong with Luke Combs. I like Chris Stapleton as well. And I try to do him justice as well.
Now, do you listen to a lot of mainstream? Because doing those, and when they release new stuff, it takes a while for that sometimes to resonate with radio, and usually a video comes out to that song as well, and, you get the kind of a combination of both. But I just know from my end, I don't hardly listen to much mainstream radio because I've lived in this indie underground world of country music for the last 13 plus years.
I don't really listen to much mainstream. My wife does. So, I mean, I can't say I don't because I do. Mm-hmm. And also, doing music, I mean, I do keep up with what's going on. I do listen. I'm not going to say I listen to it, but I hear a lot of, some of the stuff my wife keeps me up on. She goes, "Oh, you haven't heard the new one? Yeah, no, you got to hear it." And so she listens. She keeps me in the know on everything.
It's interesting when we go back to Elvis Presley, who he was influenced by music, and I didn't realize that until I saw the movie Elvis with Austin Butler playing him. Have you seen that? It is fantastic.
I have seen it, and it was actually very good. I enjoyed it thoroughly, yes.
Yeah. He was influenced by a lot of gospel, like you mentioned, and B.B. King and people like that, from jazz and all these different other genres. And now they're doing it with country music. There's outlaw country. There's that Texas red dirt country. There's some blues, some jazz, some bluegrass. It's all getting incorporated and kind of mixing and matching. And I love that in music and country music, too.
Yeah, I like it. I like to hear the influences, and there is. You're right. I mean, there's country now covers such a wide span. I mean, it's not it's not just banjos and fiddles anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So it covers a wide span. As like you said, there's Texas, there's Texas there's Texas country, there's outlaw country, there's still your Southern rock. You've got a touch of the gospel coming in. So I mean, it's really, and then there's still that. I'm going to say pop influence as well is still there. So, I think country music it's definitely broadened its horizon.
It sure
country
has.
Music fans have whether you like it or whether you don't, you're going to find a song that you like in country music.
Yep. I do this show called Triple Play Thursday that I do last night, and we're going to give you 3 songs tonight. We're going to play 3 for you, but I like a variety of that in just a particular show, to mix that up a little bit, to throw a good, like you got, headbanging country in there with a little bit of country and rock and roll sound, and then maybe a good ballad. So let me ask you that. In your songwriting style, how do you do it? And maybe you're like, okay, tonight I'm feeling I need to write a ballad or something like that, but I've got this headbanging country thing. I want to keep it going too. So kind of tell us how that works. Is it that you have to hear the lick in a song and the riff and then put the lyrics to it, or are you more lyric based, or is it a combination maybe?
I'm a little lyrics come to me.
Mm-hmm.
Lyrics will come to me, and then I'll have to bounce them off of my guitar player and go, "Hey man, this came to me last night. What do you think we can do with this?" The ballads, I'm not a big ballad writer. I have some ideas in my head for some things, but and I may get around to write them, like Daddy's Little Girl. Like I said, I didn't write it. It's more of a kind of, it's a slower song. It's a much slower song. There was off of my debut album, I had Helen Hanging On, which it was more of a ballad. I did not write that. Somebody else wrote it. So, but when I write it, like I said, I kind of get little licks and lyrics just kind of come to me, and I run them by. So my guitar player will go, "Hey man, I came up with this idea last night," and he can just start strumming this little lick that he played, and I go, that's awesome. Do you have any lyrics? And he was like, well, no, that's your job. And I went, yeah, okay. That's a cool little lick. That's
Yeah.
So I'm do better writing when I have other people to bounce ideas off of.
Okay, awesome. And playing instruments, at what age did you learn to play the guitar, and did you take lessons? Were you self-taught or what?
I'm going to be totally honest with you. When I was a child, I played piano and I took up guitar lessons. And I do not play anything now, and I can't even remember how to hold the guitar.
Wow.
So, yeah, so that's another reason why also lyrics come to me, but I rely heavily on, other musicians. So I could probably still pick up a guitar and play a couple chords, but that's about it. Not enough to write a full song or anything. So, but yeah, I remembered when I was a kid, I took piano and did the piano recitals, and I took guitar for a while, and then as I got a little older, I just kind of lost interest, so to speak. And then now that I'm actually in music, I went, man, I really wish I would have never let that go.
Well, I'm sure you're like me. I'm impressed every day by what's in my email vocally, but a lot of it too, when you get into really the stories behind these songs, they're like, okay, Blake Shelton's bass player or guitar player played on my stuff, or this famous artist, their people played on my thing. You actually went into the studio with a Grammy-nominated producer by the name of Justin Reimer to record your material. Tell us about how that happened.
On my first album, I worked with Justin Reimer here in Memphis. I've known Justin for years, even way before he had the studio, when he was a touring musician with the band 12 Stones, and so I've known him for years, and he come to a couple of my cover band shows when I was still doing the cover band thing. And, I was like, hey, I want to start doing some originals, and I got some ideas for some songs. And so working with him was awesome. He and I worked very well together in the studio, bouncing ideas off of each other and, coming up with licks. And he came up with, the lick for, Too Much Whiskey, and he actually come up with a couple of different ones. I had the lyrics and I had the song in my head, but I knew I wanted it to sound a distinct way, but I didn't know which way to sound. And so he played with it for a couple of days, and he sent me about 2 or 3 different kind of guitar licks, and I went, no, that one, that's it. So, I mean, it was kind of, it was good. I love Justin to death. I mean, now, he's no longer producing or anything like that, but he was nominated for a Grammy. I can't remember I think on a gospel song that he worked on. I can't remember, but yeah, he was nominated. But I also worked with a Grammy winner in Jake Burns up in Nashville at Curb Records Studios.
Okay.
And so now I'll tell you, I recorded here in Memphis, and Justin Reimer had a smaller studio, so we did it instrument by instrument. When I went in Nashville, it was a completely different ball game. You go in there, and man, them boys don't play around. They go in there and they go, okay, let's get to work. And they get in there and they knock it out. But of course, up there, that studio was much bigger, so we went in and did it live band, and that's what we did with Dig a Hole and Drinking in a Hotel Room.
Yep.
And I worked with Keith Burns he was the founding member of Trick Pony. I worked with him. He produced it and wrote Drinking in a Hotel Room. I worked with him, and then of course Jake Burns, and they're actually not related. Jake Burns he's a great sound engineer. The guy really knows his stuff. So I mean, it was a lot of fun recording those songs as well.
That is awesome. I love Trick Pony. I've got them playing on my classic country radio station 24/7 now that you bring them up. And Heidi Newfield, I love her voice too in the world of country music. She is fantastic. You are as well. People are going to love your songs. We're going to play Daddy's Little Girl with Jay Jones, and then we're going to come back and talk about another interesting song title that I have no idea what it's about until I ask the artist. It's called Dig a Hole. We'll see what that's about when we come back with Jay Jones on on the Tim Kelly Show. Here's Daddy's Little Girl on KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on this New Music Friday.
I remember the day you took your first step. Little hands reaching out, never felt so blessed. Now the phone don't ring, mail stays cold. Seems like this store is getting too old. Your mama's got a hold on your tender heart, telling you lies that keep us apart. All the time in the world can't heal this pain. Just wanna see my girl, let love remain. Daddy's little girl, won't you come back to me? Porch lights on, can't you see? We can mend these broken ties. Together we'll dry the tears in our eyes. I keep your room just the way it was. Toys and pictures collecting dust. I write you letters, but they never get mailed. Feels like I'm living in some kind of jail. When the sun sets, stars shine bright. I look up wishing you'd come home tonight. Your laughter echoes in these empty halls. You're the missing piece, the one I call Daddy's little girl. Won't you come back to me? The porch lights on, can't you see? We can mend these broken ties. Together we'll dry the tears in our eyes. When the sun sets, stars shine bright. I look up wishing you'd come home tonight. Your laughter echoes in these empty halls. You're the missing piece, the one I call Daddy's little girl. Won't you come back to me? Porch lights on, can't you see? We can mend these broken ties. Together we'll dry the tears in our eyes. Dry the tears in our eyes. You'll always be Daddy's little girl.
His name is Jay Jones. That is called Daddy's Little Girl, and that was just released just a short while ago. So we're going to keep playing that one on the radio, man. You did a good job lending your voice to that song, my friend.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. You were singing, we talked about since you were just little. I mean, you grew up singing in church, and any place that would let you sing, you were willing to do it. Did you ever have stage fright and have to overcome that, or what?
I don't recall ever having stage fright. I really don't. I mean, because like I said, doing the plays and musicals and things like that in the church and at school, I as far as I remember, I was always very comfortable in front of people.
Yeah.
I don't recall, and my father has never said, "Oh yeah, no, you hate it." He's always been like, "Nah, it's kind of come natural to you."
Yep. Well, and it says, too, when you're performing in a live show, if people are having a good time, they're going to let you know that they're enjoying themselves, and you get good instant feedback. And you're getting that tonight because we're live on YouTube, and I'm live on my Facebook. I'm live on TikTok. So we got chat rooms in all of those. I'm looking at all these screens, talking to all these people while we're doing this show live on the air. And so you're going to get some great instant feedback tonight as well.
Love it. Can't wait to see it and hear it.
Hopefully, new likes, new follows, and all of that on your social media. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But the next song I want to talk about is an interesting title, Dig a Hole. Tell us about it.
Dig a Hole, man, is great. It was such a fun song. So that's another one that I worked with Keith Burns on. He produced it. And it was written by a couple of guys from Nashville named Parker and Delaire.
Mm-hmm.
And the demo version that Keith sent me, it sounded very kind of folk. And at first I listened to it and I was like, okay, Keith's lost his mind. This doesn't sound anything like me, And so I was like, So I sat there and I thought about it for a minute, and I go, okay, well, clearly he's hearing something in this song that I'm not hearing.
Mm-hmm.
So I listened to it again, and I just went, oh, I get it. I get it now. So it's about relationships, man.
Okay.
You know, it's about relationships and how sometimes they just don't work out. Sometimes you try to move mountains, but all you do is dig a hole.
Yep. Just got to bury that thing, huh?
That is exactly it.
I usually dig a hole this time of year to plant something, and watch it grow. But I also plant myself in this chair for the next 3 hours and play some good country music. I love planting myself in there, too.
Exactly.
So, absolutely. Well, that's good stuff. The third song, Drinking in a Hotel Room. Who hasn't done that?
Dude, that song was so much fun to record. And the video was even more fun to record.
Yep.
We went down to, it was so much fun because we actually got to go down to Florida to record it, which was awesome. So it was actually filmed in a hotel room in Florida. You go on vacation, you plan the vacation, and you got it all planned out, and then you get down there on the beach, and what happens? It starts raining.
Oh, yeah.
And so when Keith sent me over that song, he said, hey, what do you think about this song? I literally had just gotten back a week before from vacation. My wife and I went on vacation, and we took the family, and it literally rained the whole time.
Wow.
We had one day where it did not rain, but it was overcast. And so we had one day. So literally, this song, and I called him and I said, I literally just lived this song a week ago.
Hmm.
So it was a no-brainer to me.
Yep.
I was like, yes, let's totally do it at this point because it was such a fun song. When life hands you lemons,
yep.
what do?
That's right.
You shoot tequila, right?
That's right.
Yeah, so
have a party.
We turn. What is it? Turn chicken poop into chicken salad. That's what we tried to do. So I mean, it was fun, man. We had a great time with that, and we actually did very well over in the UK. It made #1 on the UK Hot Disc charts, and we were at #1 for 3 weeks in a row. And it was in the top 10 songs of 2024 on the UK chart.
That is awesome.
We did have a lot of success with that one, and I actually just found out a couple of weeks ago that the video was has been nominated for Video of the Year by the Josie Music Awards.
There you go. Well, congratulations.
It's the largest independent.
Yeah.
So, thank you very much. I appreciate
Absolutely.
that.
And it's a fun process making a video. Sometimes you got to pick your days because you don't know what the weather's going to do and things like that. It's quite a process to put that all together, and the song's 3 minutes and 25 seconds long, but so much more goes into it behind the scenes, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, for when we went down there to film the video, of course, there wasn't a dark cloud in the sky. I mean, it was just as bright and sunny. So I just basically, Keith and I went down there and we did a couple of shows, and we did a show at a place, and that was basically paying for the usage of the room.
Yeah.
We did a free little acoustic show down there in their little lobby restaurant area, and so they gave us a room to shoot the video in. So we actually, the crowd that we had there that day, we said, hey, thank y'all for coming. Here's a free show. If you want to be in a video, stick around. We're going up to room blah, 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 and we're going to film the video, and we want you guys in it.
Nice.
And so some of the faces and the things that you see were literally people there just to enjoy the show that said, dude, this is cool. We get to be in a video. So we crammed as many people as we could into this little bitty hotel room and just said, hey, it's raining outside. We're just having a party inside. And, so that's that was basically exactly what we did.
That is awesome.
We just threw our own little party in a hotel room.
You know, I've known for years that, I talked about it earlier. When a big song comes out, especially on mainstream radio, there's usually a video with it almost at the same time that you can watch and get to see the story behind that song visually. And I've known that for years, so I started this TV channel. It's called ICTV, or Indie Country Television. We got some of your videos playing on there, and I'm going to definitely go make sure we get drinking in a hotel room on there. We'll give you some more love on that video worldwide, and that plays 24/7 around the clock, so who knows how many views you'll get after we put it on there.
That's fantastic. Go check it out. Yeah, like I said, it was such a fun video
to
shoot, and it was a fun song. And you guys are gonna hear that here.
Yeah, absolutely. And people get to see what you look like, and there's some good acting in those videos too. And movies have even come out of country songs and all of that because of that, or videos that've been shot to it. So that is a neat thing. Well, you've been awesome to talk to, Jay. Thanks for doing the program tonight, and don't be a stranger. Let's come back and do this again in a few months.
Tim, I always love being on your show. I appreciate what you do for independent artists and just music, period. And I appreciate you having me, and I will come back anytime you will let me.
You are very welcome. You can make the kind of music that we can say New Country's best behind. That's our tagline, and I can definitely say it behind all of your songs tonight as well.
Sounds good. Thank you very much.
You bet. Let's talk about your website and where folks can find you on social media, too.
I am on all social media, but I'm just going to tell you a one-stop shop is going to my website, because I have links to everything there. And that's headbangingcountry.com.
All right. That is awesome.
You go there, there's links to my music, there's links to the websites, there's links to all my socials, and there's links to the videos as well.
Well, we've got each other's phone numbers on speed dial now, and we talk all the time, and it's always fantastic visiting with you, and I'm glad we got to do it on the radio tonight.
Most definitely, man. I appreciate you having me once again.
Absolutely. You were talking about the UK and some of these other countries. With one push of the button, we're putting you on 11 radio stations, including mine tonight. So,
hey, looky there. There we go. I made it #1 in the UK. Let's see if we can. Let's see if we can make some noise over here in the States.
Absolutely. His name is Jay Jones. Headbangingcountry.com is the website. Go check it out and tell him Tim Kelly from the Tim Kelly Show sent you. We're going to play Dig a Hole, and then Drinking in a Hotel Room is going to kick off the next hour on this New Music Friday edition of the Tim Kelly Show on KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's best.
You go your way, and I go mine. Maybe our paths will cross at a better time. All I know, it's time for me to go. We were gonna move mountains, but all we did was dig a hole. We did the best that we could do. It's gonna hurt me as much as it hurts you. I know. Yeah, it's time for me to go. We were gonna move mountains. All we did was dig a hole. And you're like wine. Let's agree to disagree. Move on down the line. Yeah, I know. It's time for me to go. Yeah, we tried to move mountains, but all we did was dig a hole. Girl, we tried to move mountains, but all we did was dig a hole. Moving mountains, all we did was dig a hole. Dig a little deeper. Dig a little deeper. Dig
Another hour of the best in new country starts now. On Indie Country Radio, New Country's best.
From Kansas City, Bangor, Maine, and Arkansas, Atlanta, Alabama, Ole Mississippi, some crazy guy from St. Paul, drinking in a hotel room, drinking in a hotel room, hoping that summer sun will come out real soon. Yeah, but until we'll keep drinking in a hotel room, just drinking in a hotel room. As long as it's pouring, we'll keep pouring too. Drinking in a hotel room. Hey man, somebody check and see if it's still raining outside. Oh hell. Hey Keith, hey, pour me another shot. Yeah, I came here to drink, man. Might as well make it a double. Hell yeah.
What a fun song that is, and there's a great video to it you can check out on ICTV. That is Indie Country Television at the top of the homepage of my website, KICR, IndieCountryRadio.com. He is my good friend Jay Jones. HeadbangingCountry.com is the website. Go check it out. He is fantastic, and telling Tim Kelly from the Tim Kelly Show sent you. Thank you for doing a great radio interview tonight, Jay. It was great catching up, and your music is great as well. A pleasure to play you on the radio. Welcome to hour number 2 of the Tim Kelly Show. Still live on that website at KICR, IndieCountryRadio.com. I am live on YouTube at KICR Indie Country Radio. I am also live on TikTok at Tim Kelly On Air. I'm live on my Facebook account, talking to lots of great people. I hope you're enjoying the music as much as I am, and I hope you're having a great Friday so far, and have a great weekend. If you do drink, don't drive. The life you save could be mine, and I sure want to see you back here next week. There is not going to be no New Music Friday show because it is the 4th of July holiday, so go out and have some fun, blow some stuff up, and do that safely as well. I've got a liner here in a little bit I'll play for you that tells you to do that, but anyway, have a great 4th of July holiday weekend. We're only going to do Triple Play Thursday next week, so be sure to tune in for that. 7 o'clock Central Time right here on KICR Indie Country Radio. I was actually pitched the video to this next song first from my good friends at Visual Images Marketing and Steve Baker, and I thought, you know what, this song needs to be on the radio as well, so we're going to debut it tonight for CJ Garton, but you can also check out the video to this song on ICTV Indie Country Television. It is called Ain't Her Horse from CJ Garton on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR Indie Country Radio, New Country's best on New Music Friday.
Saddle up on me, giddy up, boy. I'd be a proud pony riding off together, sunset painted sky. If I were her horse, we'd ride, ride, ride. If I were her drink, be a shot of good whiskey, burning them lips. She'd never forget me, throw me back, drunk on me every night. If I were her drink, it'd be high, high, high. But I ain't her horse, and I ain't her drink. I'm just a fool on a stool, crazy enough to think that I just might be everything she needs. And one of these days she's gonna saddle on up with me. Hey, y'all, watch this. If I were her song, she'd be playing me nonstop, dropping them quarters in this honky-tonk jukebox. Under them neon lights, we'd find romance. If I were her song, we'd dance, dance, dance. But I ain't her song, and I ain't her dance. I'm just a fool on a stool, thinking he has a chance. Hell, I just might be everything she needs. Hell, one of these days she's gonna saddle on up with me. Oh, baby. My God, you know how you look in them cowgirl boots. Don't even lie to us. If I were her horse, she'd saddle up on me, giddy up, boy. I'd be a proud pony riding off together, sunset painted sky. If I were her horse, we'd ride, ride, ride. But I ain't her horse, and I ain't her drink. I ain't her song, and I ain't her dance. I ain't anything. Hell, I'm just a fool, crazy enough to think that one of these days she's gonna saddle on up with me. I'm telling you, one day she'll saddle on up with me.
Great country tunes on the radio.
Get it? Today's country.
Country lives right here. Country is what we do. Today's country.
I think I'm going to celebrate the 4th of July shooting off a few fireworks.
Have a great 4th of July, but please leave the fireworks to the pros.
You're listening to Indie Country Radio and KUHSDenver.com.
Now this is my kind of country.
New country.
New country.
New country.
West of town on 53 in the middle of nowhere. Nestled back in the trees where you can breathe the cleanest air. A husband and his wife tried to make the land their own. Raise a family and teach them all that they had known. Well, I was the wild
Shalane Stebner. That is called Dirt Road Raised, and she's making her radio debut tonight on the Tim Kelly Show's New Music Friday. We booked an interview, so she's going to be a special guest of mine later on this summer as well. Again, check out that full live interview schedule at the bottom of the homepage of my website, KICR-IndieCountryRadio.com. Dirt Road Raised. What a great song. Well, I've got a special song for you next. This gentleman unfortunately passed away back in 2021. He rose to fame by writing a world-famous song, Don't Let Your Mamas Grow Up to Be Cowboys, that Willie Nelson and Waylon Jennings cut. He was also an actor. He played on Bart Maverick with actor James Garner back in the day, too. So that is awesome. He's a very talented man. And this song was never released. He had about 3 songs that had yet to be released when he passed away. We're going to play it. It's a very special song, and I want to thank my good friend Mike Morgan for sending it to me. The gentleman, his name is Ed Bruce. This is called Who Wrote Her Name on the Wall on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on New Music Friday.
Una más cerveza for a brown whiskey chaser, por favor. There's been a change of plans since I went to wash my hands. Could you open up that tab we closed before? 'Cause someone low and sneaky has inscribed on graffiti a message stating for a good time call. It will take intoxication to ease a revelation that I found written on your men's room wall. Name on the wall, up there by the mirror in the corner by the stall. Somebody's got my number and I wonder who wrote her name on the wall. Mi amigo, do you think it's safe for me to go on home? Or should I stay till closing, or should I leave now knowing when I get there she might not be alone? It's a sticky situation that requires more contemplation, so pour me one more round and one for you. Now that I drink it over, I don't really think I love her, and it's plain to see she don't mean to. Who wrote her name on the wall? Up there by the mirror in the corner by the stall. Somebody's got my number and I wonder who wrote her name on the wall. Who wrote her name on the wall? Up there by the mirror in the corner by the stall. Somebody's got my number and I wonder who wrote her name on the wall. Somebody's got my number and I wonder who wrote her name on the wall.
Webb Dalton. You're listening to Tim Kelly Show's New Music Friday on KICR Indie Country Radio, playing New Country's Best.
I want to spend these precious days with those that I hold dear. Live in the moment and let go of my fears. I want to dance to the music each and every day. Hold on to the feeling before it slips away. I want to live before I die. I want to laugh until I cry. I want to spread my wings and fly, soar across the sky. I want to live before I die. I'm gonna stand on a hilltop, with open arms I will sing. I'll reach for the heavens and touch the angels' wings. A lifetime's gone in a minute. Won't let the world pass me by. And if I get knocked to the ground, well, I'll stand tall again and try. I want to live before I die. I want to laugh until I cry. I want to spread my wings and fly, soar across the sky. I want to live before I die. I want to laugh until I cry. I want to spread my wings and fly, soar across the sky. I want to live before I die. I want to live before I die. I want to laugh until I cry. I want to spread my wings and fly, soar across the sky. I want to live before I die. I want to live before I die. I want to laugh until I cry. I want to spread my wings and fly, soar across the sky. I want to live before I die.
His name is Jimmy Parker. That is called Live Before I Die. Boy, you haven't lived until you've heard New Country's Best, have you, ladies and gentlemen? So we're going to be able to hear the story behind that song in a great radio interview later on this summer with that gentleman. Jimmy Parker will be my special guest later on the Tim Kelly Show. Once again, that full live interview schedule's at the bottom of the homepage at KICRIndieCountryRadio.com. I have had the privilege of having this next young lady on my show. I've also had her brother on my show. He's going to be coming up with a brand new single in hour number 3, but I'm going to play her right now. She is from McLeod, Oklahoma. She just competed in the Miss Oklahoma beauty pageant, by the way, and she works with my good friends and sponsors of the Tim Kelly Show, Clarksville Creative Sound. Her brand new single out to radio is going to hit the airwaves right now. It is called High Heels from Mackenzie McKetty on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on New Music Friday.
You'll wake up tomorrow to find me gone. In my rearview mirror, I'll see sand and tone. And I'm not coming back after all you put me through. I'd rather walk across the desert wearing high heels and come back come back home to you. How could you be so careless with my heart? I gave you all I had right from the start. I could turn around right now, but I know what you do. I'd rather walk across the desert wearing high heels than come back home to you. You're free to be with your other woman. You'll never find another me, and that's the truth. I have no regrets, 'cause I gave you my best. I'd rather walk across the desert wearing high heels than come back home to you. Rather walk across the desert wearing high heels than come back home to you.
Party till we drop.
It's always a party.
Just partying it up.
Your country party is here all summer.
It's summertime.
Crank up the AC, because things are heating up.
No, seriously, turn up the AC or the shirt's coming off. You don't want to see this dad bod.
Turning up the summer country right now.
Every single summer, I wonder if you think about me.
Your summertime station is Indie Country Radio, New Country's best.
Every Bible needs a believer. Amen. Every girl needs a diamond on her hand. Every beer needs a cooler and a couple of friends like me. Every small town needs a church with a pew. Every guitar needs 3 chords and the truth. Every pickup truck needs a road to go down, so every guy like me can get his hands around a cold beer, a King James, a good girl with his last name, a radio on with an Aldane song on the back road, with a nice cold beer after a hard day's work, a Sunday to go to church, a prayer, a kiss, and amen to this right here. Here's to Jesus, girls, and cold beer. Every heart needs a feeling to fall in love. Every prayer needs an answer from up above. Every whiskey needs Kentucky or Tennessee. Every cowboy needs him some Wrangler jeans and a cold beer, a King James, a good girl with his last name, a radio on with an old Hank song on the back road, with a nice cold beer after a hard day's work, a Sunday to go to church, a prayer, a kiss, and amen to this right here. Here's to Jesus, girl, and cold beer. Every guy needs a cold beer, a King James,
home song on a back road with a nice cold beer after a hard day's work. A Sunday to go to church, a prayer, a kiss, and amen to this right here. Here's to Jesus, girls, and cold beer. Here's to Jesus, girls, and cold beer.
You're listening to the Tim Kelly Show on KICR, IndieCountryRadio.com. It is New Music Friday. I am, of course, playing the best in new country music. This whole show is filled with it, and we've got a couple of great radio interviews tonight. My good friend Anthony Price from Texas is with us. How are you, my friend?
I'm pretty good. How about you, Tim?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for doing the program. It's great to catch up with you. We've done one interview previously. It's our second, and I'm looking forward to it because you got a brand new
Yes,
song
sir.
we're going to bust out to the folks tonight.
Yes, sir. I'm looking forward to it as well, man.
Absolutely. You are a talented young gentleman. You started in music back when you were like 11 years old. Your mom give you some drum lessons or something?
Yes, sir. When I first started, I was real big into like old school rock and roll, like 50s, 60s rock, Elvis, Chuck Berry, all that stuff. And,
Yeah.
I guess my mom and my parents, my grandparents, they saw, I guess I was taking a liking to music, and she signed me up for drum lessons, I believe when I was 11. And I started taking drum lessons, and I don't know why drums was the thing, but I just thought that was the thing to do. So
Yeah.
I was taking lessons for that, and we moved teachers for it, or moved instructors. And when I started taking lessons from the new instructor, he said, "Hey, man," he said, "I also do other instruments too. So if you ever want to try guitar or anything else like that, just let me know."
Yeah.
And I don't know what made me decide I wanted to try it, but I said, "Hey, I want to give guitar a try." And as soon as I started learning how to play, I fell in love with it, and I just haven't quit since. You always learning, no matter what, no matter how old you get, you're always learning.
Absolutely. And I'm a lot older than you, and I'm still learning, my friend.
Yes, sir. Well, and, I'm not taking lessons anymore. I only took them for probably a year or two. And but still, you sitting playing around the house learning a song, and you accidentally do something you weren't trying to do, but then you figure something out that you
Yep.
didn't know before.
You get to learn guitar lessons at your age. You get to learn life lessons, and those life
That's right, man.
those life lessons turn into songs sometimes, don't they?
Yeah, and I've been able to learn a few lessons and try to write some songs out of them.
Yep, you're a prolific songwriter at a very early age, a young age. Last time we talked, I believe you were 17. Is that still true? It's been a minute since we've talked.
Yeah, I'm still 17. I can't remember. I guess I might have been 16. I'm not sure, but yeah, I'm 17 right now, and in September I'll be 18. So.
Awesome. Well, happy early birthday if I don't talk to you before then, and I hope you have a
Yes,
great
sir.
summer. And there's a lot of great summertime songs out there too. So if you make one of those, be sure to send that to me. I love.
Yes, sir, I will. Yeah, I'm trying to write some. I got a lot of sad songs, and my newest one's more of a, kind of a happy one. So I'm trying to get a mix of them out there.
Summers are pretty hot down there in Texas. Probably one of the hardest things is keeping your guitar and your instruments cool in the heat down there if you're playing outdoors, huh?
Oh yeah, man! Texas, the heat is not a joke, and especially when it gets into July, late part of July and August, down here it just gets. And when the outside gigs hit, you better bring a fan or two because you're going to be sweating up there if you don't. And and you better not be wearing long sleeves or anything black because you're going to be, you're going to be sweating a pretty good bit down here.
I got news for you, brother. You got lots of fans. I'm one of them.
Yes, sir. Well, I mean, like an actual fan to.
I know what you're talking about.
So.
I'm full of jokes today. How about that?
Hey, I understand, man. It's a good day.
No joking, though. Your grandpa played in a band for over 50 years. He's got that experience, and it rubbed off on you. He was your first mentor. That's cool.
Yes, sir. And I look up to him more than anything in the world or anyone in the world because he got me started. When he saw that I was, taking an interest in music. And he played, you know, he's played in clubs and, you know, dance halls and stuff his whole life. And he started playing in the 70s at this place. They did a dance for the special needs folks in Texarkana.
Mm-hmm.
And they still do it. And he took me out there for my first time because that was the only place I could get in, you know, that he was playing at my age. You know, the rest of them, you know, you can't bring a 12 or 13-year-old to a honky-tonk, you know. So, you know, I was able to get in. And first I was just sitting there, and that's when I was introduced to country music. I mean, I knew country music, like the newer stuff, you know, that was on the radio, but I'd never heard like Merle Haggard, Johnny Cash, George Jones, you know, Johnny Paycheck, stuff like that, until I went to that. And, man, as soon as I heard it, I was like, where has this been my whole life?
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
and I fell in love with it. And I guess I loved it so much, I started trying to sing it. And, you know, started learning songs and all that. And when I turned 14, or I don't know, I mean, it was a little after I turned 14, but I was 14 years old, and there was a place called the Over 30s Dance Club. That was hosted here in Texarkana, and it was right during, I think it was right after COVID, or you know, COVID was still kind of real big, and so the crowds were kind of, you know, weren't as good, and they couldn't find too many bands to play because a lot of bands didn't want to get out and risk it, you know, getting sick and all that.
Yeah.
And a guy named Tommy Martin called my grandparents, and he messaged me as well, but he said, you know, I know he told my grandparents, I know Anthony don't know too many songs, but if y'all would just could put some guys together and come up here, he could sing as many as he knows, and we'll just finish the rest out with like a, you know, a karaoke, or not like a karaoke, but like playing music. And so, you know, we put a group of guys together. We didn't even have a drummer at this time. I mean, we just grabbed anyone we could find, and went up there and did my first show. I think I did the whole show through. I don't remember though. I'm pretty sure I did, but man, I was so nervous. That was my first time ever being a front man, like, you know, fronting a band, and so, you know, I was green to it. I didn't even know what I was doing. You know, I didn't talk to the crowd, but maybe once. I was just trying to sing, and but yeah, man, that started happening, and we started playing that regular. And, you know, as time went on, I started, you know, learning how to read a crowd, talk to a crowd. You know, you learn as you go, and I'm still learning. You know, you never stop learning, like I said earlier. But that eventually turned into, you know, other people hearing us and hearing me and all that, and getting some other bookings, and it's just progressed since, you know.
Yep. It says that After 30s Club, you even have a reputation for reviving that place at your young age. That's pretty cool.
Well, man, I appreciate that. You know, it's closed down since it closed down. We got to play the final show over there.
Nice.
And I think it was last year when it closed.
Now,
and,
you born and raised in Texarkana? You lived there your whole life?
Yes, sir. Born and raised right on the edge. I never, you know, Texarkana is a twin city. You know, there's Arkansas side and there's a Texas side. A lot of people don't know that. But I was born and raised on the Texas side, so I just barely made it. But I was born and raised in Texas.
I have been through there. It's been a long time. I used to live in Oklahoma, in southeast Oklahoma, for about 20 years down there around Ada in the Colgate area. And we were just talking off the air. You just recently got to meet a few months ago my buddy Dave Edwards, that's on the board of directors for the Branson Opry, so that we're doing. And he's a great guy too. He's from Texas, but he recently played in Oklahoma, in a little town of Stonewall, Oklahoma. And I've been there many times.
Yeah, me and Dave are pretty good friends. Like I said, when I first started, you know, my grandpa took me to anything that I could get into. You know, when I first started, I couldn't get into like VFWs or, you know, stuff like that. So one of the places he took me was like a senior citizen thing in Atlanta, Texas, I believe. And he took me up there. They did like a little jam session kind of thing on like Tuesday mornings. They still do it, I believe. And Dave was up there singing. I met him for the first time. I believe it was there.
Wow.
And but I went up there and sang like Okie from Muskogee or something. But I don't remember much. But that was one of the places, you know, I went. But like I said, he took me anything I could get into, and I love it, and it's been so fun being able to play with my grandpa. He plays in my band still, and that's probably one of my favorite things in the world besides the music. I love that more than anything, is getting to play with him.
Oh yeah, and Dave Edwards is fantastic too. I've been playing his song "Swing Me Back to Oklahoma." It's a great song too, and I love the artists like you, young people like yourself too, that are keeping traditional country music alive. Man, you're fantastic at it.
Well, thank you, man. Traditional country is the only stuff I like. I listen to. I mean, I listen to all kinds of music, but traditional country is the stuff that it's just what I do. I love it. I live and breathe it. To me, it's just country music is pretty much my whole life. Right. I like to say I've pretty much grown up on a stage. Since I was 11, and I love it so much, and I wouldn't do anything else.
Yeah. I am friends with a person that has the Texas Country Music Association, Linda King Wilson. You're a member of that. And then at Billy Bob's Texas last year, you won a scholarship. Tell us about that and what was involved in that.
Yeah, man, that was crazy. It was a heck of a weekend, I'll tell you what. So Linda, I was playing a place in in Marshall, Texas, called Bear Creek Smokehouse. I was doing an acoustic show down there, and she, her and her husband just happened to be there, walk in and hear me singing and see me, and she told me all about the association. I never heard of it, Texas Country Music Association, which I should have. I guess I never seen it, or even if I saw it, I just kind of scrolled past it, even though I should have looked at it, investigated it more. But she told me about it. She said, hey, you need to become a member of it. There's tons of people that are members and all the good stuff they do to help out Texas music. And so, I joined it, and in 2024 at Billy Bob's in Fort Worth, I was awarded the artist scholarship from the association. Nice. And man, that was so cool. That was my first time at Billy Bob's, first time in Fort Worth, and everything else. So it was just an experience. Getting to walk and do an interview after, like walking on stage at Billy Bob's and accepting it, doing an acceptance speech, walking off, doing an interview. Yep. It's kind of like a blur, because it was, I was so nervous to go up there and accept it. I was like, what am I going to say? I had something planned I was going to say, because you're supposed to keep it under a certain time. And man, I just forgot about that as soon as I got up there, and I just kind of froze and said something. I don't even remember what I said, so I hope it was good.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, what you're saying tonight is really good, man. You tell some great stories about country music, and we love that because,
yes, sir.
Even before you were born, that 90s country that those guys from Oklahoma, the Vince Gills, the Garth Brooks, Toby Keith, Blake Shelton later on, were making that kind of great country music. Got me into doing country radio, because I was DJing 80s music when I started. I love that genre of music. And I quickly converted over to country radio, been doing it ever since. And this new indie country that you guys make and the independent artists reaching out to me, that just kind of happened. And it's just ballooned over the last 13 years. So I started this probably when you were about 4 years old, I guess, doing this now.
Yeah, probably so, man.
And here we are. How about that?
Yes, sir. That's right, man. Yeah, but like you said, that 90s country, man, I love it. I love anything from the 90s, 80s, 70s, 60s, 50s. It don't matter if it's, traditional country, I love it. Yeah. And that's what I'm excited about my newest single. It has a lot more of a 90s sound than my other ones. And that's what we were going for, and I think it has more of a Texas/90 sound, and I really think we hit what we were looking for on that single, and I'm just glad to have it out and all that now.
I believe so. We're going to talk about it here in just a second, but you're getting radio airplay all across the country, states like Texas. You got Missouri in there, which is probably yours truly, and we're not only putting you out to Branson and the surrounding area here, but you're going on 10 other radio stations, so 11 total tonight with the program.
Yes, sir.
And that's around the world. We're in Ireland. We're in Germany. We're in Denver, Colorado. We are in Texas. We got Sweden on board. That station's been around since 1979 and asked for this program. So that's pretty cool.
Wow. That's awesome, man. Yeah, I was able to get a lot of radio play. My first two, they got a little bit. It wasn't much, but for my first two singles, I was happy with it. You can't just automatically. I mean, some people do come straight out the gate and just get it all, but that hadn't been my case. I've had to, put out a few and finally get something, and I'm okay with that, man. It's a learning experience, and I'm learning what to do and what not to do and how to do it. And my third single I released, it had a lot more radio play. Still wasn't as much as I wanted. But my last single really has gotten lots of radio play and, got on a few charts. And so I thank everyone that's played it and listened to it and streamed it and did everything, because I that's what I want. That's when you, as an artist, when you release a song, that's your only hope is, hey, maybe I'll get lots of radio stations to play it. Maybe I'll get lots of people to stream it and like it, and I've had that, and I appreciate everyone that's took the time to listen to it and play it.
Absolutely. And whether you're a young artist like yourself or an older artist, male, female, doesn't matter. You're trying to make a name for yourself.
Yes,
and
sir.
that's the title of your newest single. And it's known, it says, for crafting vivid stories in your lyrics. So tell us about that story. You said the song has a really interesting story behind it.
Yeah, this actually goes back to the scholarship thing that we were talking about a while ago in Fort Worth at Billy Bob's. So we were on the way there. I can't remember what day it was, but we were on the way, and I was actually playing a song swap down there, a show down in the Stockyards with another Texas artist for the Texas Country Music Weekend. And we were headed there, and that was my first show in Fort Worth, and I was nervous, as you can imagine. And but anyways, we were headed there, and we were in the car, and my aunt's boyfriend, Greg, who I love to death, he's awesome. He's like the older version of me. We're like the same person, just different ages. But anyways, he texted, and he lives in Granbury, Texas, so not too far from Fort Worth.
Mm-hmm.
And he texted, and he said, "Hey, where are y'all at?" And I asked, because I had my head in my phone looking at social media, so I wasn't even paying attention where we were. So I, raised up and asked my grandma. I said, "Hey, where are we at?" She said, "Oh, just tell them we're somewhere north of Dallas." And so I was like, man, that would make such a good song title. I had it stuck in my head.
Yeah.
I mean, that was, I don't know why, but as soon as she said it, I was like, I even told her, I said, that would make a good song title. And so I kind of jotted it down in my notes on my phone and, didn't think much of it. So we got there, did the show and all that. And after I was done, we were walking around, trying to take in Fort Worth and enjoy it and go into different shops, down in the Stockyards. And I was walking with Greg, and I told him about that. I said, man, that text I sent you where I said we're somewhere north of Dallas? I said, that would make a heck of a song, I think. And he said, yeah, somewhere north of Dallas headed into Old Cow Town. And I was like, man, that would be cool. So I thought somewhere north of Dallas would be a tagline for a song, the title. And when I got to writing it, it just happened to be the first chorus. And, I'm somewhere north of Dallas headed into Old Cow Town. That's in the first chorus. And so, and then, the tagline, trying to make a name, or, the title came, it eventually came. It wasn't what I was planning to do originally, but, and then each chorus I changed, directions and what town.
Yeah.
But I thought that was cool. I've never had that's like a cool story for me, because I've never had a song come together like that. But as soon as I heard that somewhere north of Dallas, I was like, man, that has to be either a title or somewhere in a song, because I love that.
Yeah. That is awesome. So. Got to hang out with your grandparents quite a bit now, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
They feed you some good stuff there. Not just food, but some songs too.
That's right. That's right.
Yep.
Heck yeah.
I sure miss my grandparents. I tell you what, and Granny's cooking was great. That down home Southern cooking like she used to do too.
Yeah, my grandma, we call my grandparents Big Mama and Big Daddy. That's their thing.
Yeah.
Everyone has their grandparents, what they call their grandparents, but we call them Big Mama and Big Daddy. My Big Mama, she can cook, so I'll put her cooking above anyone's. But yeah, man, that's probably the best thing in the world, getting to hang out with them and it's an amazing thing. I feel bad for a lot of people that lost their grandparents and just not able to talk to them or hang out with them, because it's one of the best things in the world. I can guarantee that.
Yep.
So.
Even so much so that, I do so many of these interviews, it seems like the grandparents influence the young people like you, the grandkids, so much. We look up to our grandparents, and we've done that for years, growing up and everything. And my grandparents, the reason I'm in Branson was because of them. They started bringing me to this 1880s theme park, Silver Dollar City. And we just had such a good time here, and it's just beautiful, and there's a lot to do. And then you get all these shows as a bonus in country music history. I thought, I want to live here one of these days. So about 13 years ago, I made that move, and here we are.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you did, man, because we wouldn't be on the air together.
Oh, absolutely. And one of these days, the hope is to bring you to Branson and let you play your traditional country music for these folks. They will absolutely eat it up.
Yes, sir. You just say the word, man. I'll be in the truck on the way.
You got it. And I'll tell you what, it is a neat process in putting songs together, isn't it? And how you told us that, this started out with an idea, you changed the title to it, you wrap it up in 3 minutes and 52 seconds of what I'm looking at. There's a lot of work that goes into that, though, isn't there?
Yeah, well, yeah, man. And, I actually had the song done, and I sent it to my producer. I've actually changed producers since my last three, it was with a different person. And this one, I won that scholarship, and in that scholarship was there was 2 recordings and, a lot of other stuff, radio promotion and all that stuff. And, but I changed producers and, to a guy named Chad Malden in, Gladewater, Texas. And man, he's probably my favorite producer I've ever got to work with. And he's such a nice guy. It's such a, awesome experience. I love being in the studio, but this last time was just magical for me because it was just a whole different experience. I've never experienced something like this, and I don't even know how to explain it till someone can experience it themselves. Just being in the studio and how friendly they were and professional they were. And anyways, so I had the song done and I sent it to him. He said, "Hey, send me a few songs. We'll see what we like and all that." And so I told him, I said, "Man, right now I only have, I think I had 2 done." I said, "Here's these 2." I said, "But I'm already going to tell you, I really want to do this one." Because I already had it in my mind made up. I want to do this one. I wrote it and I really like it, And so he listened to it. He said, "Man, I love it." He said, "But let's add a bridge in there." He said, to kind of distinguish the chorus and the verses, because they kind of blend together if you don't add that in there. So I was like, I didn't even think about that. So, I mean, I'm talking about 2 or 3, probably a day or 2. I just sat down and wrote a bridge and sent it to him. He said, "Heck yeah, man, let's record it." We went in and got it done. We got most of it done in a day. And then, there was some after, steel and fiddle and all that has to be put on and all that at a different time. And it was put on. But man, I couldn't have done it without him. He's, like I said, one of the best producers I've ever got to work with, and look forward to working with them more in the future. But yeah, he made the song come to life, To me, I think of it like this, a song, I mean, it's not just about the lyrics and the way, like, the singer sings it. You got to have a good, a bunch of good musicians, to me, to play on it, because they make it come to life, man. A steel and fiddle and just a bass, drums, guitar, everything can make it come to life. I think a bad written song, which I've written a few, I think like a bad written song could still be good if you have great musicians on the record. Right. And that's just my opinion. And I got to work with a lot of great guys, but these were some of the nicest guys ever. So I want to thank Chad and his son for helping me out, and hopefully they're listening.
Awesome. You mentioned Chad Mullen. He's your producer. What's the recording studio? Let's give them a shout out too. Somebody else might want to use it.
It's Malden Productions in Gladewater, Texas.
Okay, there you go. And boy, they got a pretty hot country music scene in Texas, don't they?
Yeah, man, and that's why he's one of the best, and he produces some of the best Texas country music. But yeah, the Texas country music scene is huge, and I really just now been introduced to it the last, as soon as I joined the association. I didn't even realize, I knew Texas was, Nashville has their thing going, but Texas has a whole nother thing going. Mm-hmm. And so, man, I've really been introduced to it the last few years, and found out about all these different artists. And Texas to me has a more traditional sound, even like the Red Dirt stuff where it's more has a lot more like rock guitars and all. It's still more traditional. Yeah. Nashville's got more of a different way of doing things, and Texas has a different way of doing things. So I'm glad to be a part of the Texas thing, because it's more of who I am, and I'm more of a traditional country guy, and so I'm glad to be a part of it, and it's pretty incredible, the stuff that's going on here in Texas.
They're lucky to have your music down there. I know last time we talked to you, you'd either just done it or you're getting ready to play Paris, Texas. I've been there many times, too. And so,
I think my next show there, I'm actually playing a private party close to Paris this weekend. But, yeah, I got a few shows in Paris coming up, and, man, I've been doing a lot of traveling this year so far.
That's awesome.
And it's about to get even busier this summer. I'm going up to Illinois to do a show. And I got a few, I'm going down to the coast here in Texas, close to Galveston, doing a few shows. And so I'm excited. Last year when I talked to you, I was gigging a bunch, but it wasn't, too far out. like I wanted it to be, and I'm finally getting to go out, and I love it, man. It's, you know, we just got done with the big weekend. We went down, I did 2 shows, one in Sherman, Texas, one in Mansfield, Texas. Then we went down to Canyon Lake, Texas for an award show, and on that drive back, it was an 8-hour drive back, and I tell you what, I was so glad to be home once I walked to the door.
Right? There's still no place like home when you've been on the road like that.
Yeah, man. I love to travel and play and all that, but I was my mom couldn't come with me, and I guess I'm a mama's boy. I don't know, but I was glad to be home and see her and all that, because
awesome.
that 8 hours, man, you're eating junk food on the way and all that, and you're ready to come home and have a home cooked meal and sleep in your own bed. So
you're getting a good taste of life on the road at a young age, aren't you?
Yes, sir. But I wouldn't trade it for anything, man.
The reason you are so busy, we're going to give the folks a taste of that right now. His name is Anthony Price. His latest single is fantastic. It is called Trying to Make a Name, right now on The Tim Kelly Show from KICR Indie Country Radio on this New Music Friday.
Traveling down the interstate, chasing a neon dream, but it's a different set of white lines, but they all look the same. Well, I just crossed another county line, got a few more miles to go. I'll just keep these old wheels turning and turn up the radio. Well, I'm somewhere north of Dallas, headed into Old Cow Town. I'll be playing there till midnight, when the drinks run out. And when I'm through here singing, I'll be on the road again. And I'll be somewhere around the Lone Star State, trying to make a name. I spend driving give me lots of time to think about this crazy life I'm living. It can drive you to the brink. There's someone on the radio fueling this crazy dream. They'll help me to the next town and help to keep me sane. Somewhere south of Dallas, headed into San Antonio. I'll be playing there till midnight, when the drinks run out. And when I'm through here singing, I'll be on the road again. And I'll be somewhere around the Lone Star State,
His name is Anthony Price. He is live with us tonight on the Tim Kelly Show, and that is his brand new single. It is called Trying to Make a Name. That is a fantastic song. You just got to hear the story behind it, and you performed that so well as well. So the great stuff, man.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, we worked hard on it, and like I said, I want to thank Chad Malden and his son at Malden Productions in Gladewater, Texas, for making it come to life, because I couldn't have done it without them. Yep. And so, yeah, man, I'm proud, and I'm proud that it's out. I'm excited. So if you're listening, go listen to it on Spotify or Apple Music, or whatever you listen to music on. It's going to be there. And help me out. I'd appreciate it.
You bet. We'll talk some more about that social media as the last question here in just a second. But I want to ask you this one. As a young man, you started playing the drums. You switched over to the guitar. At what point did you know or figure out that you wanted to be a singer and that you had that voice, too, for country music?
Man, I wish I could tell you. Once I learned guitar, I guess it was like, well, now, I learned some basic chords. It's like, now what do I do? I guess, you keep learning, but it's like, I want to sing now. Uh-huh. So, I started trying to learn, and my first ever song I learned was actually, it wasn't country, but it was Knocking on Heaven's Door. And I think that's a lot of people's first song they learn, because it's, pretty simple chords and all that. Uh-huh. And then, I learned, I think, Folsom Prison Blues by Johnny Cash. And, just started learning stuff like that, more simple chorded songs, and then started getting a little bit more complicated stuff. And I don't know if I ever figured out how to, I might not even sing properly. I don't even know. I sing what I feel, and, play what I feel. And I guess what comes out is what comes out, but that's how it happened. But yeah, man, I don't know what made me want to sing. I think I've always liked music and all that. And I think everyone, a lot of people, I think, has a voice to sing. They just, never tried it or too scared to. And right. I'm still scared to sing in front of certain people, but I just give it my all, and whatever comes out, comes out.
Same way here. I'll talk behind this microphone all day and all night long, but getting me out there and doing karaoke and stuff like that, I just won't do that. I'm just,
I hear you, man. Yeah,
just not there. You. Now, something that does happen to a young man about your age is, and you may be experiencing this or getting ready to, is your voice starts to change a little bit. Have you noticed that?
Oh, man, yes. Yeah. I'll tell you what, buddy, that's been a fun experience.
Uh-huh.
When I first started, I was singing, higher than the record, way higher than the record, most especially like the Johnny Cash and Merle Haggard stuff. Right. I was singing about 3 keys higher than Merle and, Johnny Cash. I guess I could have done like the Johnny Bush and Ray Price stuff. I guess I had a high enough voice to be able to hit them high notes. But now, I did a show, and I pulled some songs out. It wasn't too long ago, so I can't remember where it was, but I pulled out some songs I haven't done in a while, and I was like, let's try these. And I started singing them, and I realized quick, I need to go home and figure out which key I need to sing these in, because these ain't I don't sing in the same key I did, when I first started. And even listening back to, videos of me when I first started, I had a pretty high pitchy voice. I tell you what, my family always said, "Oh, it sounded good," but I think they just say that sometimes to make me feel good. But yeah, man, it's been an experience, and but it just comes along with it. You just learn to work with it, and but yeah, there's I haven't changed. I've changed a few, but some of them I keep the same, and I'm learning to push my voice. When there's a high note, and I'm like, I don't know if I can hit it. I don't think I want to hit it.
Yeah.
But it's like, let's just try. And then sometimes I can hit it, so let's work with it. Or sometimes I don't, and I make the song my own and do it a different way that fits my voice,
there's a man down there, you know him well or know of him well, did 60 number 1 hits, probably won't ever be broken, but it might. I don't know. Yeah. Blake Shelton's halfway there. He just got his 30th number 1 single down there in Oklahoma. But George Strait, doesn't hit those high notes. He just sings pure country music, uses his voice, right. And, he doesn't overdo it. And he's the best.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I kind of sing whatever fits my voice, and there's some people who are like, "Well, you should try this song," and I start trying to sing, and it's like, man, this is not really like a style for my voice, and people don't get that. I don't know how to explain it to people. It's like, well, it's not comfortable, and it's not really. And I guess I should get out of my comfort zone and do it, but I just kind of sing what I feel like I like to sing, and what feels good, and what I think sounds good. But talking about hitting high notes, we play a lot of dance halls, and if you're going to play a Texas dance hall, you got to play Johnny Bush, Ray Price, George Strait. You know, the George Strait stuff ain't hard. You know, like you said, you don't really hit a lot of high notes. Now, Johnny Bush and Ray Price, that's a different story. You better work on them, and you better lower them keys. Especially for me, I have to lower them keys down pretty good, especially for the Johnny Bush stuff. You know, it probably sounds like Ernest Tubb trying to sing Johnny Bush, but I don't care. I just sing it the way I sing it, and hopefully the people like it. You know?
That's where I sing a little bit, is in the tub and in the shower.
That's right. That's right.
I cried every tear, or Till I've Cried Every Tear is the next one we're going to play, and then Honky Tonk Neon. Tell us real quick about these two.
Well, Till I've Cried Every Tear, man, the story, it really don't have a story. I really just sat down and I wanted to write a song. And, you know, up until then, all my songs I wrote were kind of cheesy, and I didn't really like them. It was like, you know, it sounded like someone that was, you know, 15 or 16 wrote it. And I was like, man, I just don't like this. And I sat down and I was like, I want to write a serious song that you wouldn't think came out of a 15 or 16-year-old. And boy, did I did that, because that song is about drinking and everything else.
Yeah.
So, but man, it came out exactly how I wanted it to come out, and recorded it and got the twin fiddles on there and the steel. And man, that song, to me, that's really close to exactly who I am. Not the lyrics, but just like the music to it. Because you know, Texas, you know, twin fiddles, steel guitar. I mean, that's the stuff I love.
That's the real deal.
Yes, sir, and that's on that record. And so, yeah, man, not really a story. I just kind of sat down and wanted to write a real serious song, and it came out that way. And you know, then when I put it out, you know, people were like, they couldn't believe that my age. I was writing about drinking and all that. It's like, man, you know, I'm not writing from experience. I just, you know, writing from what I hear from other songs and hear people say, and you know, and so it's pretty cool to have, you know, a song like that. So, and I love doing or happy songs and all that, but you know, a good serious, slow, drinking, sad country song just does it sometimes, you know.
Absolutely. And Honky Tonk Neon going to kick off the top of the next hour as well. So, good stuff. Man, thank you for a great radio interview tonight. You're a pro with these, too.
Oh, man, I don't know. I probably done stumbled over my words and might have said some things I shouldn't have said, so we'll find out.
Nothing Grandma won't be proud of, I'll tell you that.
Well, I can assure you they'll be listening, man.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your time tonight. You did kind of allude to social media and where people can stream your music. Tell us where we can find Anthony Price on social media.
Yes, sir. So my Facebook, that's my main social media. I mean, I post on all my other ones, but Facebook, you know, I've been posting a lot of videos and trying to, you know, get my follower count up and all that, and gain a few followers and all that. But Facebook is just Anthony Price. You go on there and you'll see my face my face and me playing a guitar, my profile picture. Just scroll down. There's tons of videos. Show dates, all that good stuff. I will say beware of, scam profiles, because I've had a lot of those I've had to deal with. I don't know why people just, I guess, like to make duplicates of me. I don't know what's up with that, but be aware of those. But you should be able to find my actual official page pretty easy. My Instagram is Anthony_Price_music. Or I think if you just type in Anthony Price, it should pop up. I post the same stuff on there. I'm trying to get better at that. Instagram, I'm trying to figure that out as I go.
Yep.
TikTok, I'm on there. Should be Anthony Price, or you could type in AP_country music. And I post videos almost every week. Try to do 2 or 3 a week. And also, if you can't find any of those, just go to AnthonyPriceMusic.com on any kind of search engine, Safari, Google, anything like that. And my links to my social media are on there. But also it has my bio, has pictures. You can find my music on there. And wherever you listen to music or stream music, Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora, Amazon Music, anything that has music on there, my songs will be on there. So just type in Anthony Price or type in the song name and I should pop up. If I don't, find a way to message me and I'll fix that.
There you go. Man, those scammers are busted when they try to sing traditional country music like you. They can't pull that off. They may steal your face, but they can't steal your sound, brother.
Well, man, they're trying to steal everything. So I'm figuring out. I'm trying to figure out how to report them and get them off there, because they're reaching out to people. And that's another thing. If you give me a follow or something, or like a fake profile ever reaches out to all the people that follow me, I would never reach out and ask for anything from y'all. So please, I want you to know that is a fake. So, but yeah, give me a follow if you can.
There you go. Well, we're going to ask the folks to follow you and go stream your music. It is fantastic. Thanks for a great radio interview tonight. It's great catching up with you, and come back again real soon, and maybe we'll do this again in the fall.
Yes, sir. I look forward to it, man. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you, brother. Anthony Price, Till I've Cried Every Tear on the Tim Kelly Show tonight from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on this New Music Friday.
I've been pawning everything I own since the day that you left. You took all my money, stole my vinyls from the shelf. You left me a bottle and a guitar with no strings. And while I'm here hurting, you don't feel one thing. You don't feel the hurt inside like me. And while I'm here crying, you slip unused key. And I don't want to be alone tonight. So I'll be here till I've cried every tear. But my heart still feels the same. And this bar stool's been my new home ever since you went astray. But the wine don't take the same effect, and the whiskey's much too plain. But I can make it through the night if no one says your name. You don't feel the hurt inside like me. And while I'm here crying, you slip unused key. And I don't want to be alone tonight. So I'll be here till I've cried every tear. Yes, I'll be here in this barroom till I've cried every tear.
Another hour of the best in new country starts now on Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best.
I can cruise up and down the road, burning at a rubber, seeing how fast you can go. I done let the horses out, now they're running all over town. I'm headed up to Lukenbach to see what it's all about. Yeah, Waylon and Willie singing in a country song. Another pain song, train song, doing some good girl wrong. Rolling with the six string, looking for some feeling, nothing but the shirt on my back. That honky-tonk neons started living way too fast. church song when she was walking in the door. She was a two-stepping to the stage, tearing up the hardwood floor. When she winked and tossed her hair, I saw the devil in her eyes, I swear. I'm stuck here in Lukenbach, I can't make it out of here. Yeah, Waylon and Willie singing in a country song. Another pain song, train song, or doing some good girl wrong. Rolling with the sixth string, looking for some feeling, and nothing but the shirt on my back. That honky-tonk neon started living way too fast. Now that honky-tonk neon started living way too fast. Yeah, devil taught me I should have sped up and drove on past.
What a talented young man he is. His name is Anthony Price. That is called Honky Tonk Neon. Man, when you turn his music on, he'll turn your venue into a honky tonk instantly. What talent for 17 years young. And his big mama was in my chat room on Facebook. Melanie, thanks for having Anthony Price on the program again tonight. And you're the one that does that great home cooking that we love. And we loved our grandparents for that. I miss mine dearly because of that. That Sunday home cooking that she would do. Oh my goodness. Thanks for being on the program tonight. Anthony Price. If you're just now getting tuned in and you've missed the two interviews live, they will end up in the Tim Kelly Show interview archives. That tab is at the top of the homepage of my website at KICRIndieCountryRadio.com. You can go back and listen to them over and over again. We hope you do. And for the artists, they can also download those and share them on their social media. So that is awesome as well. Anthony Price, super talented. Go find him on social media. And yes, he did mention he's got a lot of people trying to clone his accounts and things like that. But I'll just say this about those fake profiles. They cannot compete with real country music. And that gentleman makes it. Hey, welcome to hour number 3 of the Tim Kelly Show. Live from Branson, Missouri, the live show capital of the world. And live on my website at KICRIndieCountryRadio.com. Yes, I'm also live on Facebook. His grandma found me over there. I'm live on TikTok at Tim Kelly On Air. You can come over here and see the face for radio, and you can chat with me over here too. I'm everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. This next talented young man is 23 years young. He's from Baltimore, Maryland, and he's got a great honky-tonk song. His name is Ethan Lake, and this is called Honky Tonk Heartbreak to kick off hour number 3 of the Tim Kelly Show on KICR Indie Country Radio, New Country's best on New Music Friday.
Here to get her off my mind. Thought I could beat the blues when she left me behind. One round somehow turned to 2, and 2 slurred into 9. I'm feeling as low as that bottom shelf bottle and just about as dry. So bartender, cut me off, call me a cab. 'Cause sticking around here brings me back to everything we had. From the two-stepping good times to the song the jukebox plays. Bartender, I got a honky-tonk heartbreak. Oh yeah! Thought when she said she was mine, she'd mean it forever. We'd sway under these neon signs and pass the nights together. But when I cross that hardwood floor, a shadow's all I see. Caught up in the smoky haze of her memory. So bartender, cut me off, call me a cab. 'Cause sticking around here brings me back to everything we had. From the two-stepping good times to the song the jukebox plays. Bartender, I got a honky-tonk heartbreak. So bartender, cut me off, call me a cab. 'Cause sticking around here brings me back to everything we had. From the two-stepping good times to the song the jukebox plays. Bartender, I got a honky-tonk heartbreak. So bartender, I got a honky tonk heartbreak. Great country tunes on the radio.
Get it? Today's country.
I love absolutely every single song they play.
This station is dangerously good.
This is Today's Country.
I like the music.
I like the DJs.
There's even more to like.
I like everything about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
More of today's new country now.
I love the music.
You're listening to KICR Indie Country Radio, syndicated worldwide, playing new country's best.
Now, this is my kind of country.
New country.
New country. New country.
I've tried to stop drinking. That got me thinking, what good would it do since you've been gone? My heart's still breaking. Love's been forsaken, but I promise you I ain't hurting much. I'll tell 'em how it is, Billy. Worn out the jukebox, even though there were teardrops. Oh, I'm doing fine. Don't you worry about me. These cards I've been handed, I might be barely standing, but I promise you I ain't hurting much. You might think I've been so lonely. You might think I've been so blue. The whiskey I drink might be a crutch, but I promise you I ain't hurting much. You might think I've been so lonely. You might think I've been so blue. The whiskey I drink might be a crutch, but I promise you I ain't hurting much. Whoa, I promise you I ain't hurting much. Oh, that whiskey is a crutch.
More of that real traditional country music on the radio. My good friend Adam Grant featuring Billy Payne and their latest single, a great duet, I Ain't Hurtin' Much. What a great tune on the radio tonight. This next artist had a write-up recently in the Blog Cabin. That is a special site on my website where an artist gets written up in a great article, and we do a Q&A with them and they get to answer some of the questions that we ask. Dave Lannon does it, and if you would like to be written up in the Blog Cabin, you can reach out to him or reach out to me, and I'll get you his email address. But check out that latest feature on KICRIndieCountryRadio.com. Just click the Blog Cabin, and you'll get to see the write-up on this next artist from Chesney Park, Illinois, my good friend McKenna Faith Winters. This is her latest single out to radio called I Plant My Own on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on this New Music Friday.
You made up your mind. I'm not gonna go home and cry, even though that's what you thought I'd do. Funny how life goes on. Me and you will both move on. I'll never say that I never loved you, 'cause you used to be my plus one at boring weddings. Kiss me on the cheek when the sun was setting. Had her little spot, now I sit here all alone. Used to be my midnight talk for hours. Hold the umbrella in the summer showers. Used to be the one to bring me flowers, but now I plant my Guess it was my fault. I shouldn't have put all my happiness in your hands. But all of this will make things clearer. I see a stronger girl in the mirror, but that don't mean it doesn't make me sad. 'Cause you used to be my plus one at boring weddings. Kiss me on the cheek when the sun was setting. Had her little spot, now I sit here all alone. Used to be my midnight talk for hours. Hold the umbrella in the summer showers. Used to be the one to bring me flowers, but now I plant my I don't even like roses, but I never would have told you that. If you ever come around again, you'll find the sunflowers out back. You used to be my plus one at boring weddings. Kiss me on the cheek when the sun was setting. Had a little spot, now I sit here all alone. Used to be my midnight talk for hours. Hold the umbrella in the summer showers. Used to be the one to bring me flowers, but now I plant my but now I plant my now I plant my own.
Hey y'all, this is Ashley Ewing, and you're listening to the Tim Kelly Show New Music Friday on KICR Indie Country Radio, playing New Country's best.
We're sons of the South. Some call us rebels. We ain't afraid to dance dance with the devil. It's who we are and who will always be. The last of a dying breed. We still wave Old Glory south of the Great Divide. If you don't like your son, don't cross that Mason-Dixon line. We honor those who died for liberty. We're the last of a dying breed. We're just hard-working people, don't want nothing for free. Our handshake is our word, and our word is your receipt. A man is measured by integrity. We're the last of a dying breed. We don't mind the words that are spoken sharp, but don't run from trouble, but we'll finish what you start. 'Cause only God brings us to our knees. We're the last of the dying breed. We're just hard-working people, don't want nothing for free. Our handshake is our word, and our word is your receipt. A man is measured by integrity. We're the last of a dying breed. We're sons of the South. Some call us rebels. We ain't afraid to dance with the devil. It's who we are and who will always be. We're the last of a dying breed.
That young gentleman is finding his voice in the world of country music. His name is Austin McKetty. He is the brother of Mackenzie McKetty, who I played a little bit earlier in hour number 2. Another talented young gentleman. Mackenzie's 15. I believe he's like 17, maybe 18, something like that. Last of a Dying Breed is a fire. Man, I told him that song is fire. I absolutely love it. And he's one of those young people as well that are keeping real traditional country music alive. And I know we sure appreciate it. Radio needs that right now, and I love playing that on the radio as well. And he also works with sponsors of the Tim Kelly Show, Clarksville Creative Sound. Austin McKetty Music is where you can find him on social media. McKetty is M-C-K-E-D-Y. Go check it out. It is fantastic. This next gentleman has been coming into my chat room a lot on TikTok and sending me music almost every week. He comes out with a brand new song. I love this next song because our land next week will be celebrating its independence on the 4th of July, next Friday night. I will not be doing a live show. I'll take that night off and we'll go watch some fireworks or do something cool for the 4th. And it's also my grandson's 8th birthday, so we're going to be doing that as well. But this next song is called Our Land. Check it out from Mike Carlisle on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on this New Music Friday.
It's a backyard crowd and the smoke rolls high. Kids running wild beneath the summer sky. Flags on the porch and a six-pack cold. Stories get louder as the night unfolds. Fireworks stacked by the old red barn. Stars and stripes stitched into our hearts. A small town beat in a big time song. This country's been ours all along. This is our land, this is our fight, where freedom burns like a fire at night. We raise our hands, we raise our glass to the ones who stood and never looked back. From the big city lights to the county fairgrounds, we stand together on American ground. Let the bells ring and the flags fly high. This is our land, and we say it with pride. Mama's got peach pie, daddy's got the flame. Cousin Joe's laughing, calling out the game. From the mountains down to the Texas plains, we bleed red, white, blue in our veins. We remember the brave and the ones who fell, gave their all so we could live it well. We don't take it for granted, we live it loud, proud of our roots and we sing it proud. This is our land, this is our fight, where freedom burns like a fire at night. We raise our hands, we raise our glass to the ones who stood and never looked back. From the big city lights to the county fairgrounds, we stand together on American ground. Let the bells ring and the flags fly high. This is our land, and we say it with pride. So grab your neighbor, grab a beer. We're all brothers and sisters here. No matter the town, no matter the name, we shine the same in freedom's flame. This is our land, this is our song. We've been singing it loud all along. We stand up tall, side by side, waving red, white, blue with pride. From the ocean shore to the heartland sky, you can hear it echo far and wide. This is our
This is Isaac from 49 Winchester, and you're listening to The Tim Kelly Show, syndicated worldwide, playing new country.
He was a man of his word. He knew more than I did. I should have known it wouldn't last. It was too good, too fast. But cowboys don't love, they only leave dust, riding off in the sunset. When will I ever learn? When will I ever change? Quit chasing these tumbleweeds out on the range. They just keep on rolling and going to never return. When will I ever learn? He said he's one of the good ones, and God don't make too many. So I just felt like I always fall, and that was it, and that was all. When the good times turn bad, the happy turn sad, I guess I knew that he would leave all along. When will I ever learn? When will I ever change? Quit chasing these tumbleweeds out on the range. They just keep on rolling and
More traditional country music from a young female talented artist by the name of Sienna Rose. She is also from Southeast Oklahoma, and she performs shows with Austin McKetty and his sister Mackenzie. They're all three super talented, and they all three work with Clarksville Creative Sound, sponsors of the Tim Kelly Show. When will I ever learn? Well, I'm not going to learn to quit playing great country music like I am tonight. We're going to do it again next week, but only on Thursday night. Every artist on the program next week gets played 3 times in a row. That is how we do it on Triple Play Thursday. That show airs next Thursday night at 7 p.m. Central Time. Check it out. And if you'd like to hear a Triple Play and 3 songs from somebody, send me an email of who you'd like to hear, IndieCountryRadio@yahoo.com. This next artist is a good friend of mine. I met him back in 2014 personally at a great award show in Nashville, Tennessee. He is from Arizona, and he's got a brand new single out to radio called Bar Rooms and Breakups. My good friend and buddy, Tony Corrales from the Tony Corrales Band, right now on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's best on New Music Friday.
Smoky haze where we once danced, I see your face in every glance. The jukebox plays our favorite song. Those melodies, they feel so wrong. We built our dreams on whiskey nights. They fade to dust under neon lights. We're talking about barrooms and breakups, girl. There ain't no way to make up all the hell that I put you through. Maybe time will heal it. Till then, we're gonna feel it. It's breaking our hearts in two. Oh, girl, it's breaking our hearts in two. Cheap red wine. Now silence hangs over that neon sign. You said forever with tears in your eyes. The love's turned bitter and it's no surprise. Each empty bottle is a tale of regret. Now I'm haunted by dreams I try to forget. Talking about barrooms and breakups, girl, there ain't no way to make up all the hell that I put you through. Maybe time will heal it. Till then, we're gonna feel it. It's breaking our hearts in two. Oh, girl, it's breaking our hearts in two. Heavy cost with every tear that falls tonight. Whatever I say won't make it right. We're talking about barrooms and breakups, girl. There ain't no way to make up all the hell that I put you through. Maybe time will heal it. Till then, we're gonna feel it. It's breaking our hearts in two. We're talking about barrooms and breakups, girl. There ain't no way to make up all the hell that I put you through. Maybe time will heal it. Till then, we're gonna feel it. It's breaking our hearts in two. Oh, girl, it's breaking our hearts in two.
In a world was one man, Tim Kelly, and there was only one radio station, Indie Country Radio.
I know a place where the dust don't settle. I tell you, some days I feel the same, like a wild child wandering, soulful rebel. It's in my veins, I gotta get away and go, 'cause I ain't home till I've got one hand on the wheel and one hand in the wind. I love the way it feels, making those tires spin, just rolling like a rolling thunder, open road like there ain't no end. I got one hand on the wheel and one hand in the wind. Warm summer breeze and the sun's out shining, only clear blue in my rear view. Mile marker signs and power lines flying. It's a big move. All I wanna do is go. Never take it slow. 'Cause I got one hand on the wheel and one hand in the wind. I love the way it feels, making those tires spin, just rolling like a rolling thunder, open road like there ain't no end. I got one hand on the wheel and one hand in the wind. Just riding, riding, keep on driving, driving. Feels like flying, flying. Just riding, yeah. I got one hand on the wheel and one hand in the wind. I love the way it feels, making those tires spin, just rolling like a rolling thunder, open road like there ain't no end. I got one hand on the wheel and one hand in the wind, just riding, riding, keep on driving, driving, just riding, riding, keep on driving, driving.
That is the latest single out to radio for Josh Norrad. It is Norrad, Josh Norrad, and one hand on the wheel. My name is Tim Kelly. I got one hand on the mouse, and it is running the whole show, believe it or not. And this show has been a good one. He made his debut last night on my Triple Play Thursday edition of the Tim Kelly Show. You can go back and check that out on my website, KICRIndieCountryRadio.com. And we are still live on that website right now, and you can also check me out on YouTube. I've got the YouTube player going on the website. You can come and see the face for radio, and you can hear some great country music and hear why we do call it New Country's Best. How about the latest single from my good friend Lisa Richard? This is her single called Whiskey Over Me on KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on New Music Friday.
It's been a long day, I wanna be with you tonight. When you push me away, you pull me back into a fight. Don't wanna play second gun, not another option if you party with the boys all night. Let me spell it out, black and white. I'll be out dancing with my friends while you're blowing up my phone. Wondering if I meant what I said, 'cause I ain't playing your game. This is how
it's gonna be. It'll be the first time, last time, anytime you'll be choosing whiskey over me. You say you love me, but what are you trying to hide? Got all your excuses, I'll save it for the book I'll write. It's gonna be a bestseller, $1 billion movie, gonna call it The Boy Who Lied. We're gonna film it in black and white. I'll be out dancing with my friends while you're blowing up my phone, wondering if I meant what I said. 'Cause I ain't playing your game. This is how it's gonna be. It'll be the first time, last time, anytime you'll be choosing whiskey over me. Did you forget you said I do 10 years ago today? Life is filled with choices. You'll be alone in the bed you made. I'll be out dancing with my friends while you're blowing up my phone, wondering if I meant what I said. I ain't playing your game. This is how it's gonna be. It'll be the first time, last time, anytime you'll be choosing. It'll be the first time, last time, anytime you'll be choosing whiskey over me. Whiskey over me. This is Montana Lane, and you're listening to The Tim Kelly Show, syndicated worldwide, playing new country.
Here we go.
Running on empty and a hand-me-down Fort Fair Lane. Driving with the windows down in the pouring rain. My best girl's riding shotgun, singing off key to some Bob Dylan. That's my kind of cool. Yeah, my kind of cool. There's nothing like a simple life with simple rules. It's the kind of high that money can't buy. Like a Sunday afternoon. That's my kind of cool. Give me the beach with the sand creeping through my toes. All the southern sound that comes from muscle shoals. Something like a summer breeze, hanging out with my grandpa and me. That's my kind of cool. Yeah, my kind of cool. There's nothing like a simple life with simple rules. Oh, it's the kind of high, yeah, money can't buy. Like a Sunday afternoon. That's my kind of cool. Oh, like a melody. Oh, sung in harmony. That's my kind of cool. That's my kind of cool. There's nothing like a simple life with simple rules. Oh, it's the kind of high that money can't buy. Like a Sunday afternoon. That's my kind of cool.
name is Sean Carson. That is S-E-A-N, and that is called My Kinda Cool, and it'll be cool hearing the story behind that song in a live interview with yours truly on the Tim Kelly Show coming up later on this summer. Again, check out my full live interview schedule at the bottom of KICR-IndieCountryRadio.com. I'm working out the details to get this next artist on the program as well. He is from Florida and made his radio debut last night on Triple Play Thursday. Let's play one of his great songs again. His name is Rocky Boven, B-O-V-E-N. This is called Back Then on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on New Music Friday.
We spoke with word, not screens in hand. Played outside till dusk would land. Rode our bikes to where dreams hide. The world was big, we'd take the ride. We cast our lines where waters gleam. Caught the sun in every stream. The dirt, the wind, the endless skies. No blinking lights, no fake replies. Oh, take me back to where we ran, where time was held in open hands. Before the glow, before the sway, technology has stolen our place. The stars were guides, the moon a friend. No wires tied to how we'd spend our days in fields and laughter's tune. Life felt like forever June. Now heads are down, the world's confined to pixels where no hearts align. But I remember how we'd thrive when life was lived and felt alive. Oh, take me back to where we ran, where time was held in open hands. Before the glow, before the sway, technology has stolen our place. It's stolen our place. Oh, take me back to where we ran, where time was held in open hands. Before the glow, before the sway, technology has stolen our place. It's stolen our place.
You're listening to Tim Kelly on Indie Country Radio.
Grew up in South Carolina, but I can be a Tennessee fan. Just a small town cowgirl falling for back home outlaw kind of man. Mama thinks that I'm good girl gone. I swear I ain't done nothing wrong. Those back road drives on a Friday night, just listen to the boys tell lies, lies, lies. Can't explain why singing with you always makes me smile. I'm chasing you, living the dream, driving back and forth to Tennessee. And I know you ain't thinking about me, but I know every word from A to F. You know me, one track mind in a two-tone truck, sing my songs and wear some luck. Get my number and come calling. Hope you're listening, Mr. Warren. Been paying my dues every chance I get. From old bar stools to nights I'll never forget. Hearing everyone sing along to my hometown heartfelt songs. Under a string of lights or a summer sky, taking it one thing at a time. Guess I'm doing alright, yeah, love this life. But every night when I close my eyes, I'm chasing you, living the dream, driving back and forth to Tennessee. And I know you ain't thinking about me, but I know every word from A to F. I know me, one track mind in a two-tone truck, sing my songs and grab some love. Get my number and and forth to Tennessee. And I know you ain't thinking about me. I know every word from A to if I know me. One truck ride in a two-tone truck, singing my songs with some love. Get my number and come calling. Hope you're listening, Mr. Woman. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You'll get my number and come calling. Are you listening, Mr. Woman?
That is the latest single out to radio from my good friend Ashlyn Green. Green has an E on the end of it. It is called Mr. Wallen, and there's a great video to that song that you can check out on my TV channel, ICTV Indie Country Television, and that is on the website at KICRIndieCountryRadio.com. You'll get to hear the story behind Mr. Wallen in an upcoming interview in a few weeks when I interview Ashlyn Green for the second time. Talented young 15-year-old lady. She is fantastic from South Carolina. I want to thank everybody for joining me tonight on this New Music Friday edition of the Tim Kelly Show. That's going to do it for this week's edition. And I want to thank my special guests, Jay Jones and Anthony Price, for joining me on the program as well. Next week, I'm only going to do one more show. One show next week. Triple Play Thursday on July 3rd. I will be taking the 4th off to celebrate the 4th of July, Independence Day, and my grandson's 8th birthday as well. The Tim Kelly Show is produced by Tim Kelly Productions. Like the Tim Kelly Show on Facebook, and we will like you right back. Until next time, I will see you on the radio. Bye-bye, everybody.
I can put you in a cornfield in downtown Manhattan. Close your eyes and reel that old zip code. I can put you on a riverbank while you're fighting traffic. I'm a song, I'll see you on the radio. Turn me on and turn it up. I can make you smile, make you cry, turn back the pages of your life. Turn me on, oh, I'll see you on the radio. I can take you back to high school, gym floor, and a slow dance. First love, first kiss, second base down that old